Check out the tail of the tape, sponsored by Corona. We invite you to find your beach. And what you're going to see with Chris Avalos, of those 5 losses, 3 of them have come in his last 5 fights. His last fight, 88 days ago, he stopped Miguel Flores, but that was a controversial stoppage. He had been knocked down in that fight. He was trailing. It was stopped on cuts. There was a big discussion as to whether he inflicted the cut or whether it was an accidental headbutt. And yet, sitting at dinner with his family, all of a sudden the phone rang. He picked it up, and on the other end was a chance to fight for the world title.
I actually called that fight when he fought Miguel Flores, and it was he won on a technicality, but regardless, he's here. Destiny is here. Now it's the time for Chris Avalos to fight and probably have the opportunity to become a world champion today. Destiny works in funny ways, and Avalos is here.
To the great Ray Flores.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the StubHub Center here in Carson, California, Premier Boxing Champions now features the main event. Live on Fox, 12 rounds for the Featherweight Championship. The 3 judges ringside are Max DeLuca, Don Griffin, and Eddie Hernandez Sr. And the referee in charge when the bell sounds, Thomas Taylor. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. He comes in wearing the white trunks with the Mexican and United States flag as his trim. His professional record includes 27 wins, 20 of those coming by way of knockout against 5 losses. Fighting out of Lancaster, California. Here is the challenger, Chris Hitman Avalos. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner wearing multicolored trunks. As a professional, his record an outstanding one. 33 wins, 18 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 loss and 1 draw. Fighting and representing Los Angeles, California. Here is the champion, Leo El Famoso Terremoto Santa Cruz.
When it comes to Avalos, this guy takes one of the biggest shots in boxing. You guys are about to be impressed with one of the hardest chins I've probably ever seen in person, but he also has power. Avalos does. So this is going to be a good fight.
Santa Cruz, who took up the sport at 8, has been a pressure fighter ever since, and a crowd pleaser, and lands the first shot.
Clean shot. We're going to see a lot of that because what Avalos does, he does lack defense, but he has granite in his chin. I don't like seeing him get hit like that solidly, but we're going to see that throughout the fight, but he's going to keep coming.
Don't talk about Santa Cruz's defense a lot, but for someone who throws as many punches as he does in close range, he rarely gets hit.
He's a lanky fighter. He's one of these guys that's really relaxed. Even when he does get hit, he kind of brushes it off by turning with the punch. Good shot there by Santa Cruz, and Avalos comes back with a sharp right uppercut. Avalos practiced that shot in the gym.
Santa Cruz talked a lot about watching Avalos, not just the fight he had with him as an amateur, but that he knocked out one of his best friends. And he's known this is a powerful young man. He's known that for a long time. There's that. Even behind the guard, you can see the smile of Santa Cruz.
I just saw the smile right there, too. He's at home in there. He loves what he does. He's great at what he does. Why not enjoy it?
He wakes up every morning and realizes how fortunate he is. He's one of the people in the world that gets to do what he loves to do.
On the flip side, look at Avalos' face. His eyes are clenched locked. I mean, he's just tuned in to what he wants to do. There, Santa Cruz lands a good shot. His eyes wide open.
Chris Avalos has also fought Carl Frampton, a fight he was injured going into and got dominated by one of the best in the world. The consensus, if you're new to the world of Leo Santa Cruz, if this is the first time you're watching him, that not only is he the best featherweight in the world, but that Abner Morris and Carl Frampton round out the top 3. Are you with that?
Absolutely, yeah. Frampton's one of the best fighters in the world, and both these guys have been in the ring with him. Not only that, but Avalos has been in the ring with some really good opposition and champions and former champions, and Oscar Valdez as well. He has this relaxed aggression. Avalos does.
Stop, no punch, no punch, no punch. Chris, listen, when I say no punch, no punch.
As expected, big exchanges and a big finish to round one for the champion Santa Cruz. One that was really viewed as a high-level prospect for a while, but as you say, you lose a couple of fights and suddenly everybody goes away, and then that's the real test.
That's the real test. Not only in spirit, but in temperament.
The counter left from Avalos gets in there, tried it again, and Santa Cruz was long gone. Terremoto, if you're wondering, means earthquake. Got that nickname at age 9. And he would throw the same non-stop punches that he throws now. So he was like an earthquake. It would destroy everything around it. He has pretty much done that, with the exception of the one loss to Frampton that he avenged in a virtuoso performance in regaining that title. And one of the reasons that his dad, Jose, wanted him to have a fight before the rematch with Mars.
Both these fighters have their fathers in their corner, and that's a special thing because it's a family affair. It's a family bond. And if you got your father / trainer in there being with you through all the thick and the thin and the blood and the tears, it's a special thing. Great stuff here by Santa Cruz.
He is on the attack. His dad took a little bit of heat for the decision to delay the rematch with Mars. Who knows his son better? Who knows his fighter better than dad?
We're going to find out if that's a good decision because Mars already did his part, like he said. He got a sensational performance. Now it's time for Santa Cruz to match that performance. And we're going to see if that was the right decision. Good body shots there.
Alright, stop, no punch, no punch.
When you get two guys that have actually fought before, whether it was in the amateurs or sparring, you know each other, you know the distance, the timing, you know how hard he hits. The feeling outlines aren't going to be as slow as they normally are.
Avalos lost his footing. You see him stare immediately at the ground. That knockdown, he suffered the knockdown. And we asked him about it yesterday. He said, I just took a knee. I took a knee. Time to recuperate.
Whether that's true or not, that's a fighter's pro.
And it is, and he has extraordinary. You have to have, if you're going to get in there with one of the best in the world, you better have extraordinary belief in what you can do. Santa Cruz trying to take that belief away, one shot at a time.
Like I mentioned earlier, Avalos has one of the hardest chins and head I've seen in boxing in a long time. We're going to get to see how strong and resilient a young man like Avalos can get because we're going to see some devastating punches. And you know, like you mentioned earlier, Santa Cruz throws 1,000 punches around, so there's going to be a lot of punches landed by Santa Cruz here. Another good round by him.
Another big finish. I don't know. You may have a dad yell at you your whole life, and then
I know Senior. He's pretty cool to me.
it is an amazing, as tight-knit a family as you can imagine, as we talked about in the Abner Mars conversation. Part of the extraordinary appeal of Leo Santa Cruz is those family ties.
That and this style. Look at this action here. Leo Santa Cruz is sitting down in his punches now. He's trying to land something solid now because he knows he needs to get something in there because Avalos, you don't want Avalos to get confidence. No kind of confidence. He could take a big shot, and he has power in both hands too as well.
I asked Leo Santa Cruz yesterday if this fight were in Dublin, if it were in New York, if it were somewhere else, would it be that you're fighting in Los Angeles? You're fighting in front of these fans. How hard will it be for you to step back and stay away?
It'll be very difficult. That's something you have to focus on.
We live in an age where everybody treads lightly over certain topics. And we talk about things like the heritage and the way we talk about Mexican fighters and the way they want to perform. Is this real?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we hear from the day that we start boxing, we want to go in there and show how tough we are. The machismo is real.
I had machismo in my little bingo game, so it's, I just want to see what I get you to say.
But let me tell you something. Not all fighters follow that because, I got taught in a different style. I'm not the type that goes in there and gives blood and guts, but that's the reason fighters like these are very popular.
Did you ever hear it from fans? Did you ever feel pressure to change your style?
Yes, and those are the performances that I actually didn't look like I wanted to look because I didn't follow my game plan. I listened to the crowd. Good shot there by Santa Cruz.
That was one of his better shots, Avalos.
He put everything behind that punch, and Avalos actually reacted. Temporarily turning southpaw there. When a fighter starts turning southpaw like that and going orthodox, it's because he's trying to figure out what can land, what can actually be effective. Sometimes it can be that you're frustrated or confused as well. Good shot there, straight right hand to the body. That's what I want to see from Santa Cruz.
As Avalos told us yesterday, Santa Cruz's defense is his offense.
Yes,
that's why he's so tough to figure out.
And Avalos, like I mentioned, has granite in his chin, but he's not going to have granite downstairs in the belly.
Thomas Taylor with a word for Avalos. Trying to hang on. Something Chris Avalos is likely going to be trying to do all night. Another impressive round for the champion.
So far, we got Santa Cruz here doing his job, landing some good punches, putting on the pressure like he normally does. Avalos absorbing them, but still in the fight here. Round 1 was Santa Cruz on my book. Round 2 was similar. Round 3, I noticed Santa Cruz started investing more in the body because he realized that Avalos is not going to go anywhere with those shots up top. So I have a 3-0, Santa Cruz.
Like Abner Maris, who we thought won all 10 rounds. A couple of the judges gave a round to Andres Gutierrez. But nevertheless, was a dominant, technically a decision win, not a TKO if they did go to the cards at the end of that 10th round. Abner Maris wanted to shower quick and get back out here to watch this fight. Those two close in on the rematch. So many fans have waited to see. I have to know what it takes to wipe the smile off the face of Leon Santa Cruz. There are guys, you've talked about them, Manny Pacquiao, they'll smile, but then when the fight starts, it's a different deal. Santa Cruz just...
Santa Cruz loves what he loves. I mean, even a low blow, there was a low blow right there that was a little bit low, and Santa Cruz still enjoying himself.
That is shocking when you consider that Santa Cruz is the one, for a while, he was averaging for over several fights, nearly 100 punches per round, but obviously far more effective, a higher percentage.
Santa Cruz, nice
best shot of the fight for Santa Cruz, but Avalos counters with a left to create some distance. Santa Cruz on the attack. Does not care about getting into a firefight.
Brutal shots being landed by Santa Cruz here. Avalos taking him as he always does. The crowd going crazy here.
Oh, monster left. A second one. That one moved Avalos. Santa Cruz pouring it on. Avalos in trouble. Against 3 in a row, 4 in a row against the most brutal combinations. How is Chris Avalos still on his feet?
I told you guys this guy has one of the hardest chins I've ever seen in person in boxing.
El Terremoto and his earthquake best right now, pouring it on Chris Avalos.
And Avalos is still focused, still has his bearings to hold. His eyes are still concentrated. His legs are still there. It's just he takes an amazing shot, Avalos does.
Overhand right gets through. Another one. Avalos buckling against the ropes, but still throwing punches.
Unbelievable.
Cruz, Chris Avalos was hit by an earthquake and somehow, somewhere, is still standing. Wow. Well, the beginning of the end. Look how the numbers have changed over that last monster round.
And that last round, you probably could have scored a 10-8.
Yeah. Chris Avalos, talking to him yesterday, doesn't even consider himself a boxing fan. We talked about different fights. He's like, yeah, I watch some fights on YouTube from time to time, but he just marches to the beat of his own iPod shuffle.
Goodness, that's a solid shot right on the tip of the chin. His legs buckled a little bit, but he's still there.
We said, how can Leo Santa Cruz outperform the gem pitched by Abner Maris? He might be on the verge of doing it.
They're both doing what they need to do in sensational fashion, that's for sure. Santa Cruz should start picking the body a little bit, even jabbing, throwing little shots right there, because the headshots aren't going to phase Avalos right now. Take it down to the body, like he did earlier. That caught his attention. That's going to make his legs a little weary and buckle.
All right, what's in the mind of Santa Cruz after you have a round like that and throw everything you can, and Chris Avalos is still throwing back at you?
It's tough. It's tough when you see someone, you throw everything in the kitchen sink and your opponent is still there. That's demeaning sometimes. That actually takes it out of you. That's why you got to change your strategy. You can't keep continuing to throw the same shots. Go and invest in the body a little bit. Good shot there. That's what I'm talking about from Santa Cruz.
Left hook to the body. Horizontal backward step in Santa Cruz. Doesn't matter the situation. Doesn't matter the stakes. The beginning of a journey that will lead him not just to the rematch with Morris, but maybe a trilogy fight with Frampton, and to become not just the featherweight champion, but the best featherweight of the era. And it starts with trying to get the man in front of him out of the way, and that has proved very difficult through 5 rounds.
Avalos nodding his head. Any other fighter would have went down with the shots that Santa Cruz is landing, but not Avalos.
Somehow still on his feet through 5 against one of the best in the world. Earlier today, an instant classic on Fox in Game 2 of the American League Championship Series. Jose Altuve scoring all the way from first on Carlos Correa's double in the bottom of the 9th in support of an epic pitching performance for the veteran Justin Verlander. Talk about one of the great trades in recent baseball history. And now the Astros up 2-0 as the series shifts to Yankee Stadium Monday night on FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go. We've seen Justin Verlander, Abner Maris, and now Leo Santa Cruz throw near perfect games. What a day. What are you telling Chris Avalos right now in the corner?
Well, I overheard his trainer said that he has to be smart. I don't think that's Avalos' style. Avalos' style is he's not cute in there. He doesn't fight behind the jab, even though he does have experience and has fought some great opposition. He's the type of guy that absorbs everything you have and then catches you off guard with the punches that he throws back.
David Benavides, do you agree with that?
Yeah, you know, Santa Cruz is doing exactly what he has to do, but I would like to see him go down to the body more if he wants to get this guy out of here.
That's exactly what I said, because Avalos already tasted the power upstairs, but downstairs is a different story. This man is not going anywhere with headshots.
He started to do it a little bit more late round 4, early round 5, and then perhaps spurred on by the crowd, perhaps sensing it. Santa Cruz going back upstairs.
What helps Avalos take that type of punches and that type of punishment is that he's so relaxed in there. He has this relaxed aggression, so when you get hit with those shots, it doesn't have the same effect as if you're tense. And speaking of relaxed, Leo Santa Cruz is he's doing everything he needs to do. He's fighting his fight with a relaxed pressure. He keeps coming forward, fighting behind the jab, investing in the body here and there. Another solid right hand there by Santa Cruz. He's doing everything he has to do.
The internet doing what the internet does. Does this become a referendum on the power of Santa Cruz?
People are always going to talk about power. Everyone loves these one-punch powers, but Santa Cruz has never been a power puncher. He's a pressure fighter. He's the type of guy that relies on volume. And that's more impressive to certain boxing fans like myself, is technique, speed, and then power.
And a reminder, we are at 126 here. These are featherweights. Leo Santa Cruz is not only at the top of that heap right now, he is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. And he has put on a spectacular show through 6 rounds. That last sequence, the ever-present smile of Santa Cruz. That was probably the longest sequence you'll ever see without Santa Cruz throwing a punch. He needs a bigger mouthpiece. Santa Cruz still smiling through 6. Nowhere he'd rather be.
They like what he's doing. They want more volume punches. They want uppercuts. And on Avalos' corner, they want him to fight smarter, not get hit as much. But that's a tough thing to do when you've been doing it your entire career like that. He needs to just get in there, not let Santa Cruz have so much distance in between them and get inside and land some shots. I think Avalos would be better suited to get in the inside now, because at this distance, it's going to be all Santa Cruz with the cleaner shots. He's a longer puncher.
A merciless 4th round barrage from Santa Cruz. You still shake your head that Chris Avalos was standing at the end of that round, let alone 15 minutes later.
Well, I expected that, but I know everyone at home is he's in for a surprise, because this man takes a hellacious punch to the head and to the chin. Nice uppercut there by Avalos. But they're too far in between.
Avalos trying to get inside, just like you were talking about.
Good body shot there. That's what's going to take it out of Chris Avalos, is his body shots, because I know he's winded, but when you get hit to the body like that and you're breathing in and out in a tough fight where you've been getting hit with everything, it's those little shots that you don't see coming, you just feel them. And I think Santa Cruz has caught on to that, because he's digging down on that.
Every time he separates him, you see Thomas Taylor taking an extra long look at Chris Avalos, staring in his eyes. Cruz again initiates the firefight.
Great action right here. Avalos is trying to stand his ground there, but the shots that you could see cleanly are coming from Santa Cruz. The sweat flying, cleaner shots are being landed by Terremoto here. The smile has turned into a grin now. I think he's starting to feel a little wary himself. I mean, he's landing a lot of shots, Santa Cruz is.
Santa Cruz. The efficiency and then the power in that 4th round was stunning.
If anyone needs to round off the next one, it's Santa Cruz, but I don't think that's in his style.
Yeah, you tell him. That'd probably be the only thing that would take the smile off his face.
Right here, for Santa Cruz. I haven't been able to give one round to Avalos. But Avalos is just so tough that you can't help but to root for him because he's just not going anywhere.
And normally, for a normal fighter, a normal man with a normal personality as a fighter, you might talk about it being discouraging or whatever. But not what discourages Leo Santa Cruz when he's doing what he was born to do in a place that he loves to do it.
Nothing. If I was Leo Santa Cruz, and I'm hoping I see this, you take a little bit of a round off. Fight behind your jab. You don't need to go in there and be the terremoto all the time. You've been landing everything. This guy's not going anywhere. There's a little sign of fatigue in Santa Cruz, just a little bit, and it's not because he's tired or not in shape. It's because he's landing everything, and Avalos is not going anywhere.
No sign of that from Santa Cruz.
Like I said, temperament. That's a good shot right there. Those are the shots that stop fights.
Santa Cruz back on the attack. The combinations have been lethal. Avalos still coming forward somehow.
The referee letting them do their thing because he knows how tough Avalos is. He knows how much of a pressure volume fighter Santa Cruz is. Great job by the referee. That's the price that Chris Avalos has to play.
That's it. And Chris Avalos is furious. And you're probably wondering why that one after all the shots that Chris Avalos took, but that was the point. It was the accumulation of all those power shots. And in the mind of Thomas Taylor, you know he had to be thinking, you take one more of those, I'm stopping it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Thomas Taylor, waves off the contest. 1 minute, 34 seconds of the 8th round for your winner by knockout and still the champion, Leo El Famoso Terremoto.